Finalizing the assembly on this custom VF48. So first we'll take a look. New turbine went from, I think, a 12 blade down to 9. So significant reduction in mass, which is going to help for defeating any turbo lag spool up issues. But check out how much less restrictive that's going to be. Got big gaps between the blades. It's going to flow a lot more. It's probably also going to have like a more pronounced exhaust note. Definitely going to be making more power at every pound of boost due to less back pressure on the engine. It's going to take a little bit of duty requirement off the wastegate port as well, because we're going to have more gas escaping through the turbine. So it'll be better boost control, better power production, more power at every PSI of boost guaranteed. The other thing we did is some significant port work on the rear housing here. So just a large hand port, took it out to gasket match. There's like a 5mm lip on either side of this from factory. So again, just the porting, we're effectively increasing the AR of the rear housing. And it's going to make a real significant difference. But what I'm working on right now is setting up the Mamba wastegate. It looks like it came with a 10 PSI spring from factory, but I'll show you the process to go through to make this thing run flawlessly. This is going to be a little difficult to show you on camera, but hopefully you can see the wastegate arm and flapper up here. So we got the wastegate bolted on. Position the arm in the best kind of straight shot with the wastegate flapper. We'll ultimately position this tab to be on the same general orientation as the arm. Looking for as little friction as we can there, just to prolong the life of the wastegate flapper arm. Don't want to be replacing this rear turbine anytime soon, or the turbine housing. So first thing I'll show you, the Mamba gate appears to have about a 10 PSI crack pressure on the spring as installed. It comes with a bunch of different springs if you want to change that. The car that this goes on has electronic boost control. So we're really just setting the minimum opening pressure of this gate. So you can see right now I'm at about 8 PSI. As soon as I go above 10, that arm's going to start to move. But then when I go ahead and install it on the actual flapper arm, you'll notice that the crack pressure increases. So easiest way to do this is to put a little pressure with your vacuum pump on the arm, get it to move. And then you'll be able to simply slip these together. So without the vacuum pump, that's a much harder process. You're going to be yanking on this thing to try to overcome the spring and lift it up and on. But now that it's positioned on the swing arm, suddenly the crack pressure is like 12 PSI. So I've already gone ahead and set this up, and what you do is raise and lower this kind of pedestal. Raising it will decrease the preload on the spring, lowering it will increase the preload on the spring. You can do this on any internal wastegate to kind of cheat it into a higher spring pressure. But what we're really trying to do is set it for about 2-3 PSI of preload in order to overcome the back pressure inside the turbine housing. So if I set this to like 0 preload, I'd be relying just on the spring inside the gate to hold it closed, and it would probably open in reality on the car at like 8 PSI instead of 10. So you're going to want to go through that process, set it up, account for a bit of back pressure. And then of course, once you got it all set, I'm going to run this thing up to like 20 PSI. Hopefully my vacuum hose doesn't pop off. And we're just testing that it's holding, so no leak inside the diaphragm, and that it's holding at that higher pressure, and that we've got our wastegate flapper completely open. So it looks like it's running pretty good. And then all I'm going to do to finalize is spin this lock nut up and put our little arm clip back on. So here we go. Final product on this guy. Did a little porting on the front entry, just getting it nice and smooth into the, transition right into the wheel without affecting the tolerances wheel to housing on the front side. We also did a little bit of porting on the discharge. Just brought it right out to kind of the edge of that hose connection. Got the Mamba wastegate preset to 12 psi on bench, about 9-10 on the car with some back pressure from the engine. The other thing I did is I went and shot about 5 milliliters of reasonably pressured oil into this guy. So what I'm doing is just inspecting for leaks anywhere. Got stoppers in. It's obviously going to leak out of the drain a little bit, but we're just looking for any leaks out of any seals, turbine, compressor, backing plate. But just with a little lubrication, she's spinning real nice. It's all ready to go. So we're going to do some dyno testing on this thing compared to the stock turbo. Interestingly, just with full bolt-on, so intake, exhaust, intercooler, and some tuning up to about 17.5 psi, we ran out of injector. So stock 550s will only do full bolt-on to 17-ish psi. After that, you're running like 110% injector duty. Ran into some misfire, stumble, lean condition, engine codes. So we've already taken that stock system as hard as we can, but my buddy is probably going to just hammer on it on the stock turbo for a while, knowing he's got this thing as an insurance policy on the bench. So if you like that video, the content, like and subscribe. We'll keep going. Got lots of other turbos to build. I just picked up a SR20 S13, like a Sylvia turbo. Probably going to tear this down later today, make another video. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment. See you next time.